You are about to enter a dimension not only of sight, sound, taste, or even mind. A journey into a wondrous land whose boundaries are that of imagination. There's a signpost up ahead. Next stop, Jake Steve's.
Greetings and salutations. The long-haired freaky dude here, Jakey Steve, and today I'm going to review the Greek tragedy/play Agamemnon by Aeschylus, translated into English verse by G.M. Cookson. This was a fairly great verse translation of the play, but, as usual, I prefer a good old prose translation. And because of its versy poeticness, this translation may be hard to understand. Very hard. So I strongly suggest to read this while you are awake with your fullest attention. This is not something you read before going to sleep or in a noisy room. The best conditions are in a quiet room with a cup of coffee. And a dictionary, because there are a lot of crazy words. But if you can get past all of this, there is actually a decent Greek tale to be told. Before proceeding, I warn you that I may just review a few spoilers, but only those that are necessary for rating this play and convincing you to read it. It takes place in the year directly after the Trojan War, and it shows us how he, Agamemnon, was received on his return to home. If you've read the Odyssey, then you'll know the result of the tragedy, but even if that's so, you'll love it, nonetheless. Actually, I highly recommend that you read the Iliad first, so that you can get a good idea of how great a man Agamemnon, king of Argos, actually was. With that bond you'll develop from the Iliad, it will make your reading of this play all the more enjoyable. Some of the major characters in this play are his wife Clytemnestra, his cousin Aegisthus, and Cassandra, his slave. Priam's daughter, if that means anything to you. You would think a man as heroic as he would be received with much joy and praise. Unfortunately, it's filled with corruption and thoughts of vengeance. Vengeance, you ask? Well, there's this sacrificial ordeal which made some people angry, but that's for you to find out. Oh, and might I say, Soylent Green, it's people! Soylent Green is people! Yeah, okay. The conclusion of this play was very good, and I imagine the sorrow one feels is increased tenfold when watching a real performance. Its ending thus prepares us for a sequel tragedy by Aeschylus, Shoephoro, or the Libation Bearers, as some have come to know it, and the third sequel, Eumenides, or Erinyes. The play Agamemnon is part of a tetralogy, which, in ancient Greece, was a series of 3 plays to be presented in the theatric competitions of Dionysus. And there's a satire too, but that's later. Fortunately, this is a tetralogy where all 3 tragedies have survived the corrosive hands of time. In fact, it's the only tetralogy to have survived it. The satire play, which should have also been coupled with it, is gone now, but yeah. This tetralogy is now commonly known as the Orestia. I'll have a more in-depth review of that here one day, right here. Usual themes of God praising and prophesying are present in this play. Along with that, there is a rather decent account of past as well as future. So it covers a wide range of time, which is rather nice. It sets the mood. Likewise, it's the longest of Aeschylus' plays, nearly double the size of all his other works, clocking in at 20 encyclopedic pages. It took me about 2 hours to read, I guess. Unfortunately, it still lacks a decent amount of dialogue between 2 characters, much less 3. A good majority of this speech is still monologues between one character and the chorus. The chorus, however, does begin to feel more and more like an actor, more natural in this work. So, that's Agamemnon for you. Allow me to read a few quotes I found interesting, and then I'll read the first few lines of this masterpiece. Agamemnon by Aeschylus, translated into English verse by G.M. Cookson. Now I've no hope to unwind the claw of heart's desire. To think is pain, thought is blind, the smoke of a soul on fire. It's beautiful, romantic. But my favorite is this here. Death is not so half-cursed as tyranny. Just love that. It's awesome. It's one to remember and bring up in some sort of debate. Okay. So, first few lines of Agamemnon. Watchman, I have made suit to heaven for release, a 12-month long from this hard service, here at watch on the Atreides roof to lie, as if these arms were paws and I a dog. I know the nightly concourse of the stars, and which of the sky's bright regents bring us storm, which summer when they set, and their uprisings. Once more on guard, I look for the signal brand, the flash of fire that shall bring news from Troy, and bruit her fall, so absolute for hope, is woman's heart strong with a man's resolve. And now the dewy, vast and vagrant night is my lodging, never visited by dreams, for fear, not slumber, stands fast by, so that sound sleep may never latch my lids, and would I sing or whistle, physicking the drowsy sense with music's counter charm. Tears in my voice, my song soon sinks to sighs, for the changed fortunes of this house, no more, as whilesome, ruled and wrought with excellence. Oh, that the hour were come for my release, oh, for the gloom's glad glow of herald fire. Brave lantern, out of the darkness bringing bright day, jolly dance of jocund revelry, to all broad Argos for this fair windfall. Oh-ho! Below there, ho! Mount Agamemnon's wife, star-like from sleep, ascend and wake the palace with thy ruse, for by this fiery courier Ilium is taken. Hi! But I will trip it first. This is the king's luck, but it shall vantage me. This bully brand hath thrown me 6s3. Oh, good to cherish my king's hand in mine, when he comes home and the household hath a head. Okay. So, that is the writings, translations of G.M. Cookson. Perhaps you like it, perhaps you don't. Perhaps you want to read a prose translation, which is highly recommended. If you want to get the meaning anyway. If you want to get the beauty, verse, meaning, prose. And of course, if you want both, just read the original translation. So, thank you for watching a Bibliophile Productions and an LZ Productions. I am Jakey Steve, and be sure to have a super awesome, most extraordinary, most bodacious day, please.